Hello, this is Paula and you're with the weekly blockchain brief. Ripple Labs has a small win in the long-running case with the SEC, obtaining key documents that may help its fight against the regulator. SEC handed over emails related to a former director's speech more than 4 years ago. The speech given by William Hinman, who at the time was the director of the SEC's Division of Corporate Finance, seemed to declare Ether was not considered a security by the agency. Ripple's defense is based on the argument that if Ether was not considered a security back then, why should XRP, which is arguably more like a currency, be subject to the US securities law today? And just after launching Hedge Farm, we are happy to see the institutional interest in the digital yields. The news comes from Parataxis Capital, which is a multi-strategy crypto investment firm. They expect to triple the assets under management for its digital yield fund by the end of the year, with a further ambitious target of $500 million by the end of 2023. The target is based on conversations with the firm's allocator who help institutions decide where to invest money. Parataxis, which currently has about $116 million in assets under management, primarily focus on institutional investors such as banks, family offices, and pension funds. The market-neutral Parataxis Digital Yield Fund made headlines in August when Fairfax County, Virginia's $6.8 billion pension fund said it would invest $35 million in the yield farming fund. And the next news comes from Polkadot. The co-founder Gavin Wood steps down as a CEO. While the reason for the stepping down of Mr. Wood is not clear, we know that Polkadot's other founder, Bjorn Wagner, will become the new CEO. According to the statement released, Wood will focus on making Polkadot more relevant to large swaths of the population in his new role as chief architect. And the last news comes from Spain, which overtook El Salvador to become the third largest crypto ATM hub. Spain is officially the third largest network of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency ATMs after United States and Canada. Spain currently hosts 250 crypto ATMs and pushed El Salvador to the fourth position in the list. On the contrary, global ATM installations saw a negative growth since September 2022 and are on the path of slow recovery at the time right now. Calculations-based data from the last 60 days shows that around 7 crypto ATMs are being installed daily worldwide. Have you used the crypto ATM? How was it? Was it easy or did you face any challenges? Please let us know in the comments. And going to macro, we start with the US budget deficit. That was sliced in half for the fiscal year of 2022, the biggest drop in history following the 2 years of huge COVID-related spending. The budget shortfall declined by 1.3 trillion compared to the 2021's deficit of 2.7 trillion. The decline would have been even steeper if it was not for the Biden administration's student loan forgiveness program. Education spending totaled $639 billion for the fiscal year and $408 billion higher than the estimate. The shortfall hit a record of roughly 3 trillion in 2020 due to more than 5 trillion spending in CARES Act and other outlays. In 2019, the deficit was 983 billion. Anyhow, it is useful to look at the current deficit numbers in historical terms. Prior to COVID, for example, the highest deficit ever was 1.4 trillion in 2009 when the financial crisis was coming close. However, the US economy is used to running on a deficit given they only briefly ran a surplus from 1998 to 2001. Looking at the jobs market with the latest numbers from September, we see a slight slowdown. Jobs growth fell just short of expectations in September and the unemployment rate declined despite efforts by the Federal Reserve to slow down the economy. Non-farming payrolls increased 263K for the month compared with the Dow Jones estimate of 275. The report comes amid a months-long Fed effort to bring down inflation, running near its highest annual rate in more than 40 years. The central bank has raised the rates 5 times this year for a total of 3 percentage points and is expected to continue hiking till the end of the year. Markets widely expect the Fed to continue its pace of hikes with another 0.75 percentage point in November. Traders assigned an 82% chance of a 3/4 point move following the jobs numbers and expect another half-point increase in December. That would take the federal funds rate to a range of 4.25 to 4.5. And it's time to look at the interesting VC deals that happened the previous week. Let's start with Celestia, which is a modular blockchain infrastructure which solves the challenge of deploying and scaling other blockchains. These specialized chains are less constrained and break the rigidity of monolithic chains into flexible components, promising greater scale, security, and decentralization. The Celestia Foundation raised $55 million in support from round led by Bain Capital Crypto and Polychain Capital. There was also participation from other funds such as Galaxy, Delphi Digital, Blockchain Capital, Maven 11, Spartan Group, FTX, and Jump Crypto. Also, there is support from select angels such as Balaji Srinivasan, Eric Wall, and Jutta Steiner. Arcade, however, wants to make blockchain gaming accessible to a global audience and to drive down the financial barriers to participation. This includes the requirement to purchase a native NFTs representing land or character that can cost hundreds of dollars, if not thousands. Through its mission pools, anyone can earn rewards from engaging in play-to-earn activities without the need to own the corresponding in-game NFTs. They raised $3.2 million round led by Crypto.com. The round was also included investments from Solana Ventures, Shima Capital, KuCoin Labs, LD Capital, and more than 10 other VCs. Thank you so much for listening. Wishing you a great week ahead.